W.F. House presents an unabridged recording of Death Comes to the Costa del Sol by M.H. Eccleston, narrated by Ruth Redman. Chapter 1. The bar had seen better days. A crack as wide as a pencil wandered between the ceiling beams. There was a film of dust on the chrome coffee machine and the bottles of red wine in the rack by the wall. It was a cool place, though, typically Spanish. A dozen tables, none of which matched, were set out on the black and white tiled floor. At the far end, double doors opened onto a courtyard with more tables, shaded by a large fig tree. A fountain gurgled in an alcove. There was nobody around. She looked down the copper counter, blinked. George Clooney was staring back at her. A picture of him, at least, propped up against a stack of white cups. It was an advert for a brand of coffee. He was wearing a tuxedo with a black bow tie, the kind you tie yourself, dangling from his open collar, a tiny coffee cup raised halfway to his lips. There was an enigmatic expression on his face, as if he was just about to wink at her, or sneeze. Astrid's mind drifted while she waited for a bartender to appear. What if her father had moved to Italy rather than Spain, and she'd been sailing around Lake Como instead of the Costa del Sol? Perhaps she'd have some kind of emergency on the boat, a toaster fire maybe, and have to dock at Clooney's waterside villa and ask for help. He answers the door in the same unbuttoned shirt. "Are you all right?" he says, ushering her inside. Then he makes coffee for both of them, and while Astrid sips hers at the marble kitchen island, he starts fumbling with his bow tie. Never could get the hang of these things. Another awards ceremony? I'm afraid so. He looks up with those liquid brown eyes. All I want to do is crash on the sofa and watch some TV. Like dogs need homes. He gasps, then steps forwards. I love Dogs Need Homes. It's my favourite show. He takes Astrid's hand and slowly leads her to the TV room and... Hola? Astrid snapped out of her daydream. Behind the bar stood a man who could, if she squinted, be George Clooney's sadder, less successful brother. The stubble and his light blue shirt, which was frayed at the collar, told the same story as the crack in the ceiling. "Sorry," she read his confusion. "I was miles away." He was still staring at her.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?